our guest today.
I will. That sounds great. And I would like to introduce from the county of Dickinson in the Okoboji area of Iowa, welcome Miss Jan.
Yay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, Jan. We're so glad you could be here with us today.
Yeah.
Could you tell us, what is Cherish Center?
Well, Cherish Center is a local organization that was formed about 12 years ago. There was a group of us that came together in northwest Iowa in the Okoboji area with the idea of making an impact on families. At the time, I was serving on the school board and on the State School Board Association, and we saw situations happening in the classroom and kids living in really desperate home situations, and just tore my heart out. And so as we gathered to talk, we thought, what can we do to make a difference in the lives of families and then in the lives of children? And so the idea of a maternity home was born. And so we put plans into action to build a maternity home with the idea that if we cared for the moms, she would care for her children, her babies.
Do they come and live at the home once they find out that they're expecting? And
yes, they do. The girls will come and they go through an application process. And if things are all in order and we feel like we can serve her well, she will come and live with us for up to about 6 months during the time of her pregnancy. And then while she's with us, we do parent training. We give her counseling on both parenting and placing for adoption. And then we teach to just basic life skills such as nutrition and finance, and we help her with her education. And we just do whatever we can to help her become a strong, independent, and competent young mom.
now she's schooled right at the Cherish Center, or are they taken to school? Do they go to the public school?
Yes, the girls.
Do? Okay.
Yes, they do. They go. They're mainstream, of course, right into the public school system, and if she's already finished her high school education, then sometimes she's taking some classes at the community college.
That's a good idea.
And if she's not in school anymore, it's a job. And if she's with us in the summertime, we find a job for her, and then also some volunteer opportunities. We feel like it's really important that as an organization and as people, then we pour into her life and give to her. We want to teach her to do the same with others who might be in need.
So how do they leave soon after the birth? Do they get to stay a week or so? I mean, that would be just a shock. Pregnant,
Sure.
and then all of a sudden the baby is here.
That's right, that's right. Well, while she's with us, we have a counselor on staff, and then we have our client services person and our full-time house parents. And so that team of 4 work together to develop a care plan for her. So that starts right at the beginning. We begin to find out what her goals are for her life, and then my team helps to put together a plan so that we know what her next steps are. But if she is parenting, if she's planning on parenting that baby, then we help her build a relationship with another family in the area, or maybe in her home area.
Like a mentor.
It's like a mentoring or shepherding home, and so then she transitions from the hospital then into that shepherding home, so that the parent training is ongoing. So we're able to walk with her, and it's a serious situation. It's a crisis situation for her and for her family. But we also know that good things can happen during the hard times of life. And one thing that I hadn't mentioned yet, we also provide spiritual support for her. We're privileged to be able to tell her that there is a God who sees her and loves her just the way that she is. And we just build into her. She's a person of dignity and of worth.
Right.
God says that about her, so that's what we want her to know.
Now, with all of these wonderful things that you do, how are you funded?
Most of our funding comes from just private contributions. A lot of churches support us, civic clubs like Kiwanis and Rotary, but we also have a fun store, and it's called The Garage Sale, THEE Garage Sale, and it's actually a very nice, it almost looks like a gift store.
Wow.
But we sell furniture there and household items and
it's all
some baby
donated.
items. It's all donated.
Okay.
It's inventory that comes in. Of course, we live in the Okoboji area, Spirit Lake area, so We have lots of homes where people change their
all
decor
the
quite often.
seasons.
Exactly.
We'll
So
have
where
a
is it
road trip.
located so our viewing
Yeah.
audience can
Sure.
just get in the car and go
So
there
we can
tomorrow?
get into the
yeah,
car.
we can get in the car
That's
too.
right, that's right. Well, I've seen some of your beautiful sets here, so I think you've already been there. The store, the garage sale, is located where our offices are, Cherish Center, and one half of the Cherish Center is the garage sale, and it's located on the north end of Milford.
So you're funded, you have the garage store. Does it cost the girls anything to stay at
That's a
Cherish
good
House?
question. It doesn't. Our girls, they're going through a tough time. Their family's going through a tough time, so it costs them nothing to come. We just say we want to invest in her life for this time, and people share our vision. I mean, we want to make a difference, one life at a time. And when you get a call from a mother, a single mom that says, "I just found out last night my 16-year-old is pregnant," I mean, your heart just goes out to her. Other times we
both,
get
yeah.
calls from like social service agencies. And I remember the one call, and they said, we have a 15-year-old who's pregnant. She's been removed from her home because it was a difficult situation, placed in her uncle's home, which was not good. The most stable person in her life was a 15-year-old boyfriend who was the father of her child. I mean, our cases come from way over here to way over here, but regardless of where they come from, we can care for them, and we love them, and we can invest in their life.
So if someone wanted to donate to you, do they just call you directly? I mean, there could be people watching who think,
Sure.
that
Yeah,
is
I'd love to
fabulous
donate.
organization. I want to donate or help.
Yeah.
Do they just go to the website or call?
Website is a good way to do it. They can call us. We have an easy phone number, which is 712-338-3333. And the people that support us, quite often they are families that have been touched by unplanned pregnancy. Sometimes they're families that have had experience or been touched by adoption. And sometimes they're families that have just, thankful that they've been spared some of those life crises. And no government grants. We've done this, built the home.
Oh, wow.
That's
Cherish
amazing.
House with all the money was raised before we did that.
Wow.
How many, I did have one other question that I'd forgotten about the house. How many girls can you have?
Since you asked about the girls, I just want to bring this
pictures.
picture really quick, and your viewers may not be able to see it, but there's a group of 4 here and a 4 that just recently had their babies, 4 that are getting ready to deliver. And so generally at Cherish House, we would have up to 4 at a time. We can house 6, but that's a lot for our house parents. And so 4 is a really good number.
So you have parents who stay.
Yes, yes. Our home is like a typical family home, but the house parents live there, and they do have separate quarters for their days off. But and then we have other house parents come in during that time. But generally, the home looks just like a typical family home with the upstairs for the girls, and then the downstairs, typical kitchen and living room and a rec room. So they live like a family.
Well, gals, I hate to tell you this, but I'm afraid we're out of time, and we got to wrap it up. Can you believe it?
No, it's been so.
It went way
George
too
has so
fast.
much information. I
She
mean,
does.
it's very
It was so
interesting
interesting.
organization.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Jan, thank you for being a guest. And remember, we share small town stories with big town attitude, for we are the women of Sweet Swine County. Bye-bye for now.